Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this castle series from Johanna Basford's Magical Worlds, and we are on our penultimate castle today using Castle Art Soft Touch pencils. Let's come in close, have a little look at this very special looking castle. I mean, all castles are special, aren't they, really? But we have interesting rounded sort of domes on the top of our turrets on this one. Now, it's always tempting for me to go brass, silver, gold, that sort of thing. We have used those before, so I'm wondering whether to do it again or to do something a little bit different for you. I thought maybe we could try doing something that looks metallic but isn't sort of gold or silver really. So I'm thinking maybe we could try like a metallic greeny sort of colour. Be a bit different. I'm just having a look at the colours that I've got. I'm going to start with the phthalo green. I need to find it. You'll have to bear with me. Oh, here it is. We're going to do them green. So a little bit different. Phthalo green. Now they are split into sections, so I'm just going to do this lower one with this phthalo green. Got quite a wobbly lead, so I'm really building up the colour on the edge here, and then I'm going to reduce it to the middle to nothing. And the same on this side, so we get a little space in the middle that looks a bit shy. It's a bit too big actually. Make that a bit smaller. Oh, look, that's better. And we'll do the same on each dome. I hope you're all doing okay this morning. I know a lot of people are beginning to look forward to the spring. I don't mind spring. I mean, I don't like the warm weather, so as the winter ends I start to feel a little bit not so happy about the weather, but the spring greens and the birds and the flowers, of course, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So you have to just think, well, you can't have those without the weather getting warmer, you know. So there is that, and a lot of people I know feel very, very much happier when the weather is warmer. I think a lot of people don't go out so much when it's cold and wet, which perfectly makes logical sense, but it means they get down a little bit, you know, and just going out I think makes a big difference. So it's something I would recommend. I notice it in my family as well. My son got quite down over the summer, and I think it was because he wasn't going out very much. My other son doesn't seem to have that. He seems fine. But I don't know. I don't either. It doesn't get me down not going out. But I like to get my exercise in, so I try to go out every day if I can. Right, there's our sort of base. Now I was going to do the top bits lighter, but I am looking at them thinking they could look better darker, so I'm going to grab my veridian and do them darker. I need to give it a sharpen, very blunt. There we go, veridian. So do the same thing, fade towards the middle and line up your lightest bit with the lightest bit below. That's it, and just work it through to produce that shine. Now I was thinking earlier, it was quite funny, someone was saying they watch my videos sped up. Now that's perfectly fine, and it's actually makes sense. If you're not colouring along, or if you're watching a flip through and you don't want to hear me blabber on, it makes sense. But what on earth is my voice sound like sped up? I know I could watch one of my videos sped up. I think it just sounds the same. But do you remember when you used to speed records up? Well, not all of you will remember records, but the voices used to change and go high-pitched. So if you played a Rick Astley record at a speed that was too fast, he would sound like Kylie Minogue. I seem to remember. There was this sort of silly thing that you could play one of his and fast, it sounded like hers, and you could do the reverse. I think it's probably because, I'm going back to my phthalo green to do the little tops. I think it's probably because when you go fast your voice goes high, and when you go slow it goes deeper. So I think that was all there was to it, really. Now I'm going to go back to my veridian, chopping and changing, to do the lines underneath the turrets. And again, I want to put a light bit in the centre. So I think that was all there was to it, because they had the same producers and their music came out of the same studio. There were all these rumours saying they're the same person. Obviously they're not, but you know, quite funny. Anyway, but I don't think my voice, it's probably because it's not sped up that much, but I don't think it goes high pitched. I have listened to it really fast, thinking about it, when I made a sped up shorts video. Oh, it's quite funny. I am really tempted to just keep this whole building green. I'm going to put this part in this colour too. Like that. Let me have a think. We could go for a mint green. A mint, that'd be nice. I don't eat sweets, so I don't eat mint. I'm going to go, here we go, mint green, and I'm going to make the buildings this colour. It's very blunt. Let's give it a sharpen before we get going. Yeah. No, I don't eat sugar things or sweetener things. I've heard different things about sweeteners, that, you know, there's evidence they aren't healthy in different ways, or that you get hungrier if you have them rather than sugar, things like that. But they actually just upset my stomach, so I can't have them anyway. So really all the thoughts about whether they're good or bad, I sort of ignore, because it doesn't impact me. But because they're either artificial and sort of lab made, so ultra processed, or they're extracted from a plant and people say they're a sweetener when actually they're just a different form of sugar, you know, like fructose syrup or sort of agave and things like that. So I just avoid them all, really, and it suits me much better on a personal basis. And that's not going to be true for everybody. And I know people, for example, if you've got diabetes, you're going to need to have some sugar around in case you have a hypo and your sugar goes too low. I think my cousin used to always keep some jelly babies in for that. Apparently they're quite good. And things like that. I think I would find it hard though to have those and not be tempted just to eat them. I suppose if you know they're your emergency kit, then you need to keep them to make, you know, for when you really do need them. But there we go. So I've tried to make a few areas a bit darker to try and give it a slightly more three-dimensional look. And what I'm going to do is add to that a little bit more in a bit. But I'm going to use the phthalo green to do the door frame. Oh. I think it will just look quite nice. But I'm going to block it in rather than trying to make it look shiny. I want those domes to look shiny. There we go. So a bit more solid. I'm debating with myself what colour to do the doors, but I think I'm going to sharpen up my veridian and use it for a bit of shadow in places. Now, thinking sort of to the side of here, just run a little bit along the edge of that black line, and of course also up here. Probably should have coloured the windows first, but never mind, we'll get there. I can't decide what to do for them, so I am procrastinating. There we go. Oh, my stomach is gurgling. It's quite funny. I had hiccups earlier in the video. It's like, shush body, you know when to be quiet. Okay, windows and door. I feel like if I am going to do another colour, it needs to be really close. I think the mint green light might work for the door because it's really similar but slightly different, and doing the door handle the same colour. There we go. Now the windows, I feel like I need to do them grey. A yellow, as I did a lemon, I'm just not sure it's going to work. So I'm just going to do a grey, and I'm going to do one of the stripy type windows. So here is my cool grey that I'm going to use. I'm just going to go across like that. I'm feeling hungry, but I had an enormous lunch, so I shouldn't be. Right, we have this grass. Now, what do we do? Do we stick to these sort of emeraldy greens? Is that not going to look a little bit odd? If we go for an olive green, it's just going to be wrong. I am going to use a Prussian green. It is a different type of green, but it isn't. It's slightly bluish, but not too bluish, in my opinion. See what you think. See what I think too. It's very green. We're in the Emerald City, maybe, with our emerald filter glasses on. I don't know if I've really properly watched The Wizard of Oz all the way through, or read the book, so I don't really know why there's a bit in the film when it suddenly goes from black and white to colour. It's very clever, but I don't know why they do it. Right, I think I am happy with that. It's a really simple one, actually, but I think quite effective, to be honest. I think it's stands out quite a bit actually on the page, but that's okay. So there we go, we've got one left, just the one. It's a little island castle. That'll be interesting. But thank you for watching today. I really appreciate it. Please do like, subscribe and comment if you can. Makes a big difference to my channel. Yeah, have a super day and happy colouring.